We're going to offer some sustainability tips, and a resource for this one is actually by a colleague, Margot Note. She has some Demystifying Archival Projects ebook available. And thinking about projects and wanting to keep sustainability in mind, because I think it's fair to say that all of us don't have all the resources we wish we had for these projects. So be smart. And here's some guided questions for you. Does this project still align with the museum or archives mission and strategic plan? What are the real-time costs, and are there enough resources in place? What quantity of digital output is anticipated and on an annual basis? What are the staff costs associated with that output? And at what rate should the museum or archives anticipate technology upgrades, or perhaps downgrades, depending on if they need to get a VHS player? And then, can the museum's budget accommodate the one-time costs that we talked about, especially for something like storage? And then, of course, does this project need to be right-sized? So maybe the scope is too big or too ambitious, and it requires too much staff or vendor time. Maybe we need to scale it down a bit. So thinking about all those things, whether the project's for a year or 10 years, and being able to sort of pace yourself accordingly. And then, of course, because this does cost money, just a quick note that there are resources available to learn more about grants. These grants in particular listed, and that will be shared in the email you get the next day, are great grants to look at for digitization type projects. I also have an ebook and a grant writing toolkit. Both are free and available through these links. And so if you haven't gotten them yet, I encourage that you do so, because they can help specifically get funding for these digitization projects, whether you're doing it in-house or need to send it out of house. And then, of course, when do you need to consider working with an expert? Both Andretta and I are experts in our field. And so we have a couple things to keep in mind. My recommendation is, especially if you're thinking about digital projects, if it's been a while since you last worked on a digital project, it may be worth bringing in an outside expert to assist. And the same is true if there isn't enough like time or availability from yourself or staff to do it. That is also another excellent reason to help bring in some help for that specific project. The next couple I think are Andretta's. I'll let her speak to.
So some digitization needs an expert in like video, VHS or 8 millimeter. And if there's not the availability, then sometimes it's good to go out versus spending that time to try to learn that platform, to go and bring in an expert that can either lead or do it if you don't have the time. And then if you can't or don't want to purchase equipment or software on a per project basis, then a vendor makes much more sense. And what I mean by that is a perfect example is a VCR. They don't make them anymore. And so they're becoming harder and harder to find. So if your project has two VHS and you really want those digitized, then it's good to look out at a vendor, because that time to acquire the equipment, to maybe learn the equipment and get the software, you can have it at the vendor and back by then.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Another thing to think about is having someone lead you through that process from beginning to end, especially if it is a large digitization project, and wanting to sort of limit and protect staff time, protect them from overwhelm. That is another great reason to do so. And then if you need outside expertise, even if you have in-house expertise, this unfortunately is a common problem or atmosphere that exists where there is in-house professionals, but sometimes the higher ups won't listen as well to the in-house professionals as they would to an outside professional. So sometimes for that reason alone, it's great to bring someone in just to help get that allyship and have the message be heard by whoever needs to hear it.
And one other thing is protect your staff's time. And so it may not seem like it would take a lot of time to scan something, but it takes more time than one expects.
Mm,
And so if you need to bring in an expert to say, this is going to take X number of hours, so you can allocate staff for that, or even think about maybe bringing on a staff member just for that, that is also really helpful for your organization instead of trying to muddle through if you don't know the process.
hmm. Yes, excellent point. Since we did talk about CMS, I also have a CMS book. If that's a direction you're headed, it's definitely worth picking it up because this particular one will walk you through the selection and procurement process. So grab that if you need it. And then Andretta and I did cover a couple different resources throughout the slides. Here is another slide for great resources that didn't quite fit in. And again, you'll get all of this via email, so don't feel like you have to frantically write it down, but you have a copy in the slide deck as well. And then just some more free resources available for you, particularly the YouTube channel. I have several of the CMS webinars that we did a couple months ago that we referenced throughout the webinar, so you can check those out.